there's two wolves within all of us. One is positive, believing, and supportive, and then the other is fear and anger, jealousy. At every point in your life, you're feeding one of the two. Which do you want to win? I was a football player in college. Even getting into CrossFit, it was kind of like, all right, I pick things up quickly, like I'm an athlete. Mentally, that was one of the hardest things when I got hurt because it felt like I lost my identity. And so it was a lot of self-reflection of like, all right, well, who am I? I was doing a Olympic movement snatch, so just bringing a weight from the ground to overhead. I mean, something I've done 1,000 times before, and still not totally sure exactly what happened, but basically instead of the bar falling behind me on a miss, it came down and got stuck on my hand and landed on my back. I don't even remember it actually hitting me. I do have this vivid memory of like being on the ground all of a sudden and trying to move and my legs not cooperating.
You know, we were always extremely close. He was the best man at my wedding. He's my best friend. I found out about Mino's accident when his girlfriend at the time called me, and she started the call with Mino's alive and he's okay, and that he might be paralyzed. And for the first time, I didn't know what to say to him.
Probably 4 or 5 days into it, and I remember just honestly having kind of just a breakdown of like, I just want the pain to end. Like, I'm just constantly in pain, I'm just constantly uncomfortable. So I think that for me was probably the darkest moment. It was just like, can you move forward? Can you live your life like this? And I remember just thinking of like my family. The thoughts of my mom were definitely the one thing that in that darkest of moments, I think kind of flipped it to like, you have a lot to live for. As miserable as that hospital bed was, it was safe. And going home was not safe. So transitioning from that was definitely one of the scarier moments, I think, honestly. Man, just having like water come over my face for the first time in a couple weeks, through everything that's happened, I remember just reflecting back that remember this moment and appreciate the little things. My closest friend worked with a friend of mine to build a ramp so I can get into the house. So there's these little safeties that were preset because of the people around me. Just fills me with joy, and that's seeing that there's so many people throughout my life that are just amazing people and would do something like that impacts me more than probably any of them know. When I came back to Austin, there's an organization. It's a gym that's open to the community, and it's specifically for spinal cord injury, brain injury, and it's focused on just rehabilitation. And Mike Haynes is the one that oversees and runs that.
My goal was, to let him know that basically there is life after injury. But you have to realize that you're the same person that you were before. You just can't walk. Thank you, my darling. I want for him all the things that I had, all the fun that I had, plus, all the things that I have now, the family and the kids and stuff. Sports were a big part of my life before this, and so getting back to that just gave me something to wake up for. It gave me something to train for. It gave me something to live for. It was not easy to see at that time, but it opened up a lot of different doorways that wouldn't have been open if I hadn't been disabled.
He was going through physical therapy, and it was grueling, and he was just going to try to work his way back to walking. That's what he knows, is like hard work equals success.
1 foot at a time.
Call me two-stepping Tony. Having to kind of give that perception, hey, you're really strong, like this won't get you down. It was a lot of weight on me. So I would just be doing all I could, going to this like obsessive, I have to do 6 hours of rehab every single day, and like my friendships, like they'll be there and I'll do things with them when I'm better. I'll go travel when I'm better. Like all these things I started to frame my mind of when I can do as I could before, then I'll do them. And I think that's a really dangerous thought because what if that doesn't happen? Am I gonna live the rest of my life like obsessed with rehab, and then if it didn't come to fruition, did I waste this huge portion of my life? But what I think transitioned for me was getting back to the gym, and Winchester was a big piece of that, of just like, hey man, like come work out with me.
I didn't try to push him to come back into the gym initially, and I don't think he wanted to initially. I wasn't sure how to modify workouts. I wasn't sure how to program. I wasn't sure what he was going to be able to do or to what extent he was going to be able to do it.
At first, like, I would just kind of hide in the back and, like, I don't want to mess with anything. Like, I don't want people really to see me. Like, I want to work out and it's fun. And I eventually became, like, more comfortable just working out with Winchester, but I definitely didn't want to, like, work out when people were really there or would see me do something. And I got comfortable with, like, 3 or 4 movements that basically just happened on repeat because, all right, like, I don't look totally stupid when I'm doing dips. Like, that's still kind of how it looked before. I can do dumbbell presses. That's still kind of how it looked before. But am I climbing that rope? Like, hell no.
I think CrossFit is very unique. It's something that people voluntarily put themselves through it can be very difficult, very challenging physically and mentally. And a lot of times, the only way to get through it is with the support of other people. And from the day that he came back in the gym, people talked openly about his accident.
It was definitely uncomfortable and it was hard, but not like anything that was out of the ordinary.
As he started to gain a little bit more confidence, he started to test some things. I think he was doing his own research about different people that were CrossFitting in wheelchairs and what kind of workouts they were doing, what kind of movements were they doing.
I think one that really sticks out to me is a rope climb, and that, like, everything about it doesn't really benefit not being able to use your lower body. If you get tired and you got to come back down, you can't just kind of drop. Through all that pain, through all the sadness and tears, like, that was something that I just identified as, like, this moment to take me to the next level. Overcoming so many, like, little fears in one action.
I don't think that anything's going to stop him. I mean, he's already made such a big difference in the little short time that he's been in a chair.
Oh, I can do this now.
From my butter.
What?
From my butter.
Your mutter?
Yeah, but I
Are you sure it wasn't from your butter?
Yeah.
see your eyes.
You see my eyes?
You finally see him? Look, Uncle Mino got more color on his arm.
Look at you.
To be Uncle Mino and play with the kids and be included in all that is awesome. So it's been a lot of help in just, again, transitioning to what was my normal life before.
It's not even been 2 years since Mino's accident, and he's already back to training. He's already back to competing.
It's kind of funny because about a week before this year's Open started, we wrote down all the different movements we could actually put in a workout, and it was like we just kept going, like, one after the other, and it was like, wow, this, like, I can do a lot of things now.
Wheel WOD is for adaptive athletes. So Mino went through the Wheel WOD Open, and he came up as one of the top guys, and so he was invited to the Wheel WOD Championship, the Wheel WOD Games.
Go Mino!
and he went up there and he took fourth. He was one spot off the podium.
That was kind of the first step to start to live my life again. All these different activities all present their own challenges, and for me, I think part of the challenge is myself internally, I guess risking looking like stupid or awkward or weird in my opinion, and are people gonna have to help me? For me, that was the scariest thing, and continues to be, because there's no answers to it until you actually just show up and do it. And I just really try and think back to, like, that can be another experience for you that you'll hold on to, and the memories that you'll have for the rest of your life.
You guys ready? Dia, we'll go for a walk. Go for a walk.
Did something happen pretty dramatic that changed my life on that day? Absolutely. But am I defined by that moment? No. Like, that's just a moment in my life, and I'm not gonna be defined by that. I'm gonna live a long life, and that's a half of a second of it, and I won't let that take everything.
I'm in it just to rewrite history, cause I'm in the mood to label us the leaders of the new school. This ain't for the radio, can't find this on YouTube. This the type of killing that these critics ain't used to. Victorious.
Somebody, call me.
Victorious.
Oh my God.
In this day and age, I got time for innovation, time to be creative, time too big to waste all my time on critics hating, flattered by your opinions to show you I'll just embrace it. Now watch a worldly sunrise.